Good morning, dear students. In today's class, I would like to discuss the chapter The Story of a Dalit Woman's Education and Job. This is an excerpt from Kumud Pawde's Autobiography. Kumud Pawde was a well-known Sanskrit scholar, author, and a professor. She was born in 1939 in a Maha caste. This was considered as a untouchable caste before the 1950s, and she explains the problems, difficulties that she faced in her life. So we are going to talk about some of the paragraphs, first few paragraphs from this chapter, and we'll come to know the experiences that she underwent as a Dalit student in Indian society. Before we move on to this chapter, we have to understand that caste is a reality in Indian context. People suffer a lot when they born into so-called lower sections of society. They were considered lower in society, and they were stigmatized, and they were denied all sorts of positions what they deserve in a society. So we know that the efforts made by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Jyotiba Phule and his wife Savitribai Phule to bring some social justice in our society, their efforts helped to gain some confidence among the Dalit communities in India. So this excerpts will give you an understanding of the way in which a Dalit woman struggles in her life to achieve some heights. So the chapter begins with her description about her studies. After passing the matriculation with a good marks, she announced that she would like to continue her studies in Sanskrit. She says that she wants to do MA in Sanskrit. Remember, in an Indian context, a Dalit woman studying Sanskrit is a topic that people have some difficulty to accept. So when she announced that she wants to take an MA in Sanskrit, her neighbors started to make fun of her, or they started insulting her, because she says they believe that it is not easy for a Dalit woman to continue her studies in Sanskrit. So she says that some of the lawyers and lecturers joined this party. That means they also made comments about her ambition. However, she was determined to do her studies in Sanskrit. She says that in order to pursue her studies in Sanskrit, she had to join Morris College, the famous college where Sanskrit is offered, and she had heard a lot about Morris College from her friend's sister. She had heard about the beautiful girls, the college library, the big library, and the learned professors in that campus. And she says that the library and the professors attracted her to join that college. So she somehow managed to get admission in Morris College. In the college, she says that she was humiliated by people from different other higher sections of society. Even now, when I discuss this topic, we know that how difficult it is for a person to get appointed as a Sanskrit lecturer if he belongs to a different religion or different caste. There are instances in our recent days as well. I don't want to mention all those points, but remember, this is a matter that we have to consider seriously. So she decides to join Morris College and she started studying there. One thing that she makes very clear that the teachers, though some of them had some problems, they did not show it outwardly. So she got the concern from the teachers and she managed to continue her studies in that college. But one thing that she also mentions during the days when she was studying in the college, people often made comments about the scholarship that she got. We know that in colleges we offer scholarship for people who belong to so-called lower sections of society. The government provide scholarship for their studies. So people often complained about this, and she makes very wonderful comments about this. The people who make comments about this, it seems that they are giving their amount to that girl. It is the government who provides the fund. It is the amount that comes from all sections of society. And remember, this is also an important topic that we have to discuss. The scholarship that people belonging to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes get today, it becomes a matter of discussion. Remember, we have to understand that this is a provision that our Constitution guarantees for equality. For some historic reasons, these people were denied their right to get education. So it's the duty of the government to provide them ample opportunity to bring them up the ladder in the society. So this is an effort from the government to ensure social justice. So this is not something that people give out of mercy. No, this is a matter that is a responsibility of each and every individual. So she talks about another scholarship, the Dakshin scholarship that was given for other students in the college, which others did not make any comments about. So this is also something that is there in the minds of the students and other people. So even today, this is something that we find people have some problems to accept. Remember, my dear students, it's an important fact that we have to understand. When we provide some reservations for some sections of society, it is not the charity that we provide. It is something that our Constitution guarantees for them. Why? Because they were denied that right. So it is the matter of social justice. It is not a matter to divide people. So I don't want to go into detail about this, but this is something that she faced. She was repeatedly hearing these comments about the scholarship that she got. However, she managed to pass her degree with good marks. Then she joined in the same college for MA in Sanskrit. I'll talk about the remaining things in my next class. So I hope these experiences that she underwent would give people some insights. When people who belong to different strata of society, because of the lack of cultural capital that they have, they experience a lot of difficulties. They don't have any what you call cultural capital that help them to support their education. Remember, this is also a very important point. I don't want to get into the details of all these things, but the point is, there are people in a college or in a school where they have some difficulties in their studies because they did not have the platform to continue their studies. Hope you are getting my point. So her experience, the struggles that she had in her life would definitely encourage the students. And remember, when we discuss these incidents from her life, it is not to divide the society further. We need to understand that caste is a reality in our society. And when we deal with these topics, it is not to divide our society further, but to ensure social justice. Everybody has the right to live, and everybody has the right to get equal justice. Caste should not be a criteria to divide people. So we will continue with our discussion in my next class. I request all of you to read the paragraphs that we have discussed, and also we'll look at some of the questions and answers from these paragraphs as well. Thank you.